To Cassia Naturals, and I appreciate you so much for coming to watch our live. You know, I've been absent for 2 weeks because I've been on God's errands, and I thank God that I'm here today. Yes, you know, I was blessed. You know, always doing the work of God is something that satisfies me always, you know. Yes. So you are welcome, my beautiful friends. Yes. So of course, you know what, my beautiful friends, I've seen that my views dropped because I've been absent for 2 weeks. However, I believe that the Lord is going to do wonders. Okay, like if you're working for God, there's nothing to fear about the future, or there's nothing to fear about anything. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the ultimate hair growth. Ultimate hair growth. Okay, so this is more like a master class. Okay, so this is the ultimate hair growth master class. But of course, we're not going to do any DIY, you know, because of certain circumstances. Yes, because I didn't prepare my bottles. And I appreciate you so much, my beautiful friends, for coming to watch Cassia Naturals. Yes, and thank you so much for coming. Just tell me where you're watching us from. Just tell me where you are watching us from, my beautiful friends. Yes, so we are going to talk about the ultimate hair growth. This is more like this is a master class. Okay, this is a master class. However, we are not going to do any DIY. Perhaps next week, if God permits, we are going to do some. We are going to make some oils together. Okay, so like, do you feel like hair growth isn't for you? Like your hair isn't just cooperating, you know, your hair is stuck at certain length. If you feel like that, you're on the right channel. Like, this video is for you. So my beautiful friends, like where I am, like it's very hot, my beautiful friends. It's very hot. Like I just can't have my styles like up to my neck, so I just did something very simple. Like this African braid that I did. I don't know if you're able to see that. Yes, I wish I could turn. Yes, like this. Okay, friends, like it's extremely hot. So just tell me where you're watching us from, my beautiful friends. So on Cassia Naturals, we talk about organic skincare and hair care. So if this is something that you're interested in, you are welcome. Or if maybe you are trying to grow out your natural hair, you are very welcome, my beautiful friends. So tonight, I'm actually revealing the hair growth secrets. I'm revealing the hair growth secrets that actually works. Okay, that actually works. So of course, you know what, I'm going to tell you the real steps that we can start with, you know, that we can start using tonight. Okay, that we can start using tonight. So if this is your first time on my channel, my name is Dorcas, yes, from Cassia Naturals. So if you want stronger hair, stay with me up to the next hour. Okay, stay with me. So we'll see how far we'll go. Okay, we'll see how far we'll go. Just stay with me. So let's get right into it. So welcome back, my beautiful friends. Hit the like button and comment in the chat section below and tell me where you're watching us from, my beautiful friends. I appreciate you so much for coming to watch Cassia Naturals. Yes, my beautiful friends, like I'd miss you, my friends. Just tell me where you're watching us from. So on Cassia Naturals, we talk about organic skincare and hair care. So if this is something that you are interested in, you are very welcome. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, and subscribe to our channel. So like, if you are new here, subscribe. Okay, support me by subscribing if you are new here, so that you don't miss any videos in future. Miss any videos in future. Okay, so of course I'm going to drop a free PDF on how you can grow your natural hair. Okay, I appreciate you so much, my beautiful friends, for coming to watch Cassia Naturals. So friends, like, it's burning here. It's extremely hot, my beautiful friends. Like, I'm sweating. It is extremely hot. Just tell me where you are watching us, my beautiful friends. Just tell me where you are watching us from, or where you are tuning in from. Where are you tuning in from, my beautiful friends? I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear from you, my beautiful friends. So just type in the chat section where you are tuning in from. I'll shout you out in the comment below. Okay. Okay, first, okay, let's now we are going to cover, hair growth mistakes. Okay, we are going to cover hair growth mistakes, my beautiful friends, and I'm going to show you like step by step on what you need to do. So I was supposed to do an oil demo. We're supposed to make an oil demo, but we're not going to do that because I don't have some of the products that I wanted us to use. Okay, but of course we are going to do that in the next live. We're going to make an oil for hair growth. Okay, so now let's quickly talk about the common hair mistakes. Okay, the common hair mistakes. So if you have a challenge, or maybe if you have a question, you can just post it in the comment section below. I'll answer you, my beautiful friends. Okay, so mistake number one is over manipulation. Too much touching. If you are hi, my beautiful friends, thank you so much for coming to watch our live, and I'm very glad that you have joined our live today. So today I'm talking about the common hair mistakes. Okay, the common hair mistakes. So if you are new on my channel, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and give this video a like. So the first mistake is over manipulating your hair. If you love touching your hair every day, brushing, your hair is breaking. You are over manipulating your hair, so your hair is breaking. So actually, hair growth comes from length retention. Okay, hair growth comes from length retention. So if you are over manipulating your hair, is coming out every day, you are brushing, you are blow drying it every day, you are not going to see length. Like, your hair will start coming out. Okay, so if you're somebody who are looking into growing your natural hair, make sure that you are not manipulating your hair. Okay, so of course, you know what, my beautiful friends, if you want to grow your hair, make sure that you reduce manipulation and choose low maintenance hairstyles. Okay, low maintenance hairstyles that you can keep in your hair probably 1 week or 2 weeks, so that you don't touch your hair frequently. Okay, it could be that maybe you have straight hair, you have kinky hair, or maybe you have curly hair. You can just put it in a bun, or you can braid your hair just using your natural hair. Okay, whatever your preference, it's up to you, whatever you want to do with your hair. I appreciate you so much, my beautiful friends, for coming to watch Cassia Naturals. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, my friends. Subscribe to our channel. So of course, you can protect your hair by putting it in a protective hairstyle, whatever your preference. Okay, whatever you love, do what you love, my beautiful friends. Okay, so like, I love low maintenance hairstyles. As you can see, like, I'm in the African braids. Like, this is just something simple that I did. Like, I'll keep this in probably for 5 days. Initially what happened, like, I had over manipulated my hair, my beautiful friends. Like, I was on an errand, on God's errand. I was out for 2 weeks. I was actually preaching at a camp meeting. A Seventh-day Adventist believer. So we usually have some camp meetings where I would converge for one week. Okay, like 1 week. So I never wanted like to have challenges. So I would style my hair, just pin it every day, pin it. So I was touching my hair every day. So I feel like I over manipulated my hair. So it's one of the reasons why I had to put in this simple protective hairstyle, so that I stop manipulating my hair. Okay, so if you're somebody who is interested, like, you want to see growth or length retention, make sure that you are not manipulating your hair. Okay, don't blow dry your hair every day, don't comb your hair every day. Okay, because the more you touch your hair, the more it will start coming out. Okay, you actually discover that you won't retain length, my beautiful friends. Okay, so mistake number 2, we've talked about mistake number 1, which is actually over manipulation. Now we are going to talk about inconsistent. Okay, inconsistent. You know, my beautiful friends, like, if you want to see hair growth, you need to be consistent. You need to be there for your hair. Okay, you need to be there for your hair. So like, if you go hard like for 2 weeks, then stop. Please stop, because you know what, inconsistent is killing your progress. Inconsistent, like you are neglecting your hair. You want to grow your hair, but you are not there for your hair. My beautiful friends, your hair needs you. You need to be consistent, like come up with a routine on how often you'll be washing your hair and how often you'll be braiding your hair. Like, be consistent. Even when you are using a product that promotes growth, like if you are not using it consistently, you are not going to see the results. So if you want to see the result, my beautiful friends, make sure that you are consistent with what you are doing with your hair. Okay, you are massaging, but of course we are going to talk more as we go in our video on how to massage your scalp to promote hair growth. So how can you fix inconsistent? How to fix inconsistent? So make sure that you pick a simple routine. Pick a simple routine that you can repeat, and moisturize. Okay, moisturize your hair, seal your hair, seal your moisture in. Like, be consistent. Like, you can do this bi-weekly. Okay, depending on your hair. Make sure that you're consistent, my beautiful friends. So just say hi in the chat section. I'm glad, friends, to have you here. So mistake number 3 is ignoring scalp health. Ignoring scalp health. You know, our scalp that's where our hair grows from, right? And if you are neglecting our scalp, then we are not going to see growth, my beautiful friends. So of course, healthy hair actually starts from the scalp. You know, if you have built up on the scalp and inflammation, that can actually stunt hair growth. So how can you fix this? The good thing about Cassia Naturals, you know, we talk about mistakes, and I also give you tips how to fix those mistakes. Okay, so what you need to do, my beautiful friends, like do regular massages, scalp care, you know, clarifying. Like, you can clarify your scalp monthly, bi-weekly. You can do detox, okay, weekly, or according to your preference. Okay, you can actually avoid harsh chemicals on your scalp. So make sure that you are detoxing. Of course, next week we are going to make our detox, so you can mix. You know, when I want to do a detox, I always do a bentonite clay with some apple cider vinegar. You can actually just put it on the scalp and to the rest of the hair, and that's one way of detoxifying your hair. So if you have inflammation on your scalp, you have inflammation, you can just use some aloe. Like, friends, I've used aloe for years and years, and aloe works if you have inflammation or a dry scalp, or if you have dandruff. You can use aloe vera, my beautiful friends. Like, aloe vera has anti-inflammatory properties, and it has antimicrobial properties that can help your scalp to detox. So tell me what you use to detox your scalp. What do you do, my beautiful friends, like to detox your scalp? Just tell me. I want to hear from you, my beautiful friends. So now thank you so much for giving this video some love. Thank you so much, my beautiful friends, for giving this video some love. Yes, thank you so much. So mistake number 4 is wrong balance of moisture and protein. You know, moisture and protein is very important for our hair. Okay, it's very important for our hair. So moisture and protein both are needed. Moisture and protein are needed for our hair. So when you use too much moisture without protein, what usually happens is that your hair will feel limp and weak. So if your hair is feeling limp and weak, that's a sign that you have applied too much moisture and you have forgotten about protein. Okay, so make sure that you alternate, my beautiful friends, between moisture and protein. Okay, so if you use protein and moisture, you alternate. Comment in the chat section below. I'd love to hear from you. So you can actually do these treatments bi-weekly, and you should alternate. Like for instance, in my case, I use protein treatments monthly, but of course you need to use real protein treatments. So we are talking about real protein treatments like hydrolyzed wheat protein, hydrolyzed keratin protein. There are quite a number of proteins that you can use. Some people, they use avocado. Okay, however, avocado, the proteins, of course, avocado can help your hair, but however, it cannot work as the way hydrolyzed proteins works. Okay, because hydrolyzed proteins have been broken down into smaller molecules to penetrate your hair shaft. Okay, so make sure that you are alternating between moisture and protein bi-weekly, so you can adjust according to your hair type or what your hair needs. Okay, because our hair always communicate to us, so make sure that you are paying attention to what your hair is communicating to you. So mistake number five is tight braids and heat damage. You know what? Tight braids, bands, and daily styling actually breaks the hair. The hair actually breaks at the root and along the strands if you are pulling your hair. So if you're somebody who do your own hair, like you do your own bands, you style your own natural hair, make sure that you are tight. You don't put a lot of tension on the edges. Okay, make sure that you're not putting a lot of tension. Or if you want to put your hair in a band, make sure that it is loose. So whatever you do with your hair, my beautiful friends, make sure that you are doing it with love. Be gentle. Okay, and if you go to hairstylist, please speak out. If your hairstylist is pulling a lot such that you experience a headache, please tell them. Okay, you are paying money and you don't want to lose your hair, so please make sure that you communicate to your hairstylist. So how can you fix this? How to fix this? Make sure that your styles are very loose, my friends. And use low maintenance hairstyles. Okay, and if you are blow drying your hair, my beautiful friends, make sure that you use a heat protection. I've started blow drying my hair like bi-monthly, and I always use a heat protection before blow drying my hair. This is very important so that the protein in your hair is not broken. Okay, it is very important, my beautiful friends. So if you use heat protection, just comment in the chat section below, my beautiful friends, if you do that. Okay, then mistake number 6. We are on mistake number 6, my beautiful friends. So mistake number 6 is expecting results overnight. Most of us, we think that products actually works wonders. We have followed the trends on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram on products that actually promises our hair to grow. However, my beautiful friends, there's no products that can grow your hair overnight. Okay, because growing your hair requires patience. You need to exercise patience if you want to grow your hair, and actually patience is part of the process. Patience, my beautiful friends, is part of the process. Okay, so there's no products that can actually make your hair grow overnight, my beautiful friends. Don't believe those lies. Okay, don't believe those lies. So especially when people say that you can grow your hair overnight, hey, use this product, your hair will grow overnight. Those are just buzzwords, to draw your attention. There's no products that can grow your hair overnight, my beautiful friends. Like, all our hair requires patience, and we need to exercise some patience, my beautiful friends. Like, patience is actually part of the process, because on average our hair growth is about half an inch, or 1.27 centimeters per month. Okay, so that's actually not magic. It's not magic, my beautiful friend. So focus on retention and health. So if you want to grow your hair, focus on being consistent, okay, with your routine. Stick to a routine that works for you, and continue like being consistent, and I'm telling you, you are going to see growth, my beautiful friends. Your hair will start flourishing, my beautiful friends. Okay, then mistake number 7. Mistake number 7, my beautiful friends, like, it is extremely hot. I'm putting on a summer dress, however, I'm sweating, my beautiful friends, I'm sweating. So subscribe to our channel and give this video a big thumbs up, my beautiful friends, and just tell me where you're watching us from, my beautiful friends. Mistake number 7 is neglecting your diet. Your diet plays a crucial role. Okay, our body actually needs nutrients. Our body needs nutrients. So when you are low on iron, poor sleep and stress actually affect our hair. So how can we fix this? Make sure that you eat a balanced diet. Okay, eat a balanced diet, and please stop drinking sodas. Eat healthy, my beautiful friends. Eat a lot of vegetables and nuts. So if you're not a vegetarian, then you can go for good proteins. Yes, maybe in eggs, meat, chicken. That is if you are not vegetarian. But if you're vegetarian, you can go for different kinds of food. Make sure that you have a balanced diet, my friends. It is very important, because what actually we put in our body actually shows from the outside. Okay, so if you want to grow your natural hair, make sure that you are eating well, you are eating a balanced diet, and make sure that you hydrate. Drink a lot of water, my beautiful friends. I remember at some point we had done a water challenge. Water actually flushes out toxins, and it moisturizes our body and also our hair. So make sure that you are hydrating. Make sure that you are drinking a lot of water. So you can actually drink 2 to 3 liters of water daily. Okay, 2 to 3 liters of water daily. And water actually gives clarity, and it also gives you sound sleep, my beautiful friends. Like, water works in many ways, my beautiful friends. I can't stress more about water. You can check other videos which we did about the water challenge. You'll find it's very helpful and it's very informative. So make sure that you are hydrating and you are sleeping well, and make sure that you manage stress, my beautiful friends. Okay, manage your stress. One way I manage my stress is to remain positive. I believe in God. So if you are somebody who believes in God, like, you take all your burdens to God in prayer, right? So manage your stress levels, my beautiful friends, and make sure that if you are lacking in iron or in some supplements, you can seek medical attention. Okay, you can seek medical attention. See a healthy professional. But I've seen some naturals, at some point I remember I was taking some biotin. I never consulted any professional, but please make sure that you consult a professional if you are taking some supplements. Okay, even if when you want to take some biotin, okay, any supplements, please make sure that you consult with a health profession. Okay, my beautiful friends. So now that we have cleared the mistakes, let's move to the 3 essentials. Okay, comment in the chat section below, my beautiful friends, and I appreciate you so much for coming to watch our live. Okay, so there are actually 3 steps that you need to look into. They are actually non-negotiable, my friends, are non-negotiable. Okay, so I'm going to explain exactly what you need to do. So step number one is moisture. Step number one is moisture. So when we talk about moisture, we are talking about water. Water is the best moisturizer one can ever use. So make sure that you look for products which have water. You can use a hairspray, you can use a leave-in spray, okay, or a moisturizer. Make sure that it has water as the first ingredients on the ingredients list. Actually, I always teach on how you can read your ingredient labels like a pro. So I'm going to do part 3. I think I did part 1 and part 2. I'm going to do part 3. This is actually a requested video. Yes, one of my subscriber actually did request this video, that we do a video on how to read the ingredients labels like a pro. So I'm going to do that video, if God permits, next week. So you need to spray this, like you spray this with water-based leave-in conditioner. It's just that I didn't come with my my spray bottle, and of course I don't want my hair because the moment your hair touches a moisturizer, it's going to shrink. Okay, it's going to shrink, my beautiful friends. And don't be scared about shrinkage. Shrinkage actually, it's a sign that your hair is healthy. So don't be scared about shrinkage. So you can also apply a cream which is in form of water. Okay, like if your hair is loose, make sure that you spray this, you apply your moisturizer to mid-length, to the rest of your hair, my beautiful friends, to the rest of your and the ends, and make sure that you seal in the moisture. Okay, you seal in the moisture with an oil or a butter, because if you just moisturize with water, like water will just disappear within a few seconds and your hair will still feel dry. So for you to make sure that your hair still feels soft, make sure that you apply an oil. So you can use any lighter oil, my beautiful friends. You can use grapeseed oil, you can use coconut oil, okay, or you can use a butter, any butter. Like I always seal in the moisture with shea butter. I actually did a video on how you can make your own shea aloe butter for your skin and for your hair, so you can check that video out, my beautiful friends. Okay, so you can actually moisturize your hair like depending on your preference. Okay, like I always say that your hair will always speak to you, so you can do bi-weekly or every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, depending on your preference. I remember at some point, my friends, I used to moisturize my hair every day and my hair was thriving. So you can do what works for your hair, okay? Because somebody's routine might not work for you, okay? So make sure that you experiment and find out what works for you, my beautiful friends. So make sure that you are moisturizing your hair to prevent breakage. And one thing you have to note is that actually hair which is actually moisturized, it grows because you are preventing breakage. However, if your hair is dry, that is actually a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for disaster, my beautiful friends. So tell me how often you moisturize your hair, my beautiful friends. How often do you moisturize your hair, my beautiful friends? And what products do you use, my beautiful friends? What products do you use, my beautiful friends? So the other critical thing that you need to do is healthy follicles. Healthy follicles. So healthy hair growth like actually starts from the scalp, like we mentioned earlier on. So you have to do scalp massages. Like I can't stress more about scalp massages, my beautiful friends. Like scalp massages promote blood flow to the scalp, hence promoting hair growth. So you can actually massage your scalp like 2 to 4 minutes, okay, in circular motions, just using the pads of your hands, like so, like I'm doing. Or you can use scalp massages machines or any tool that you have, my beautiful friends. But even with your just using your hands, you can do your massage. Okay, so of course you can massage your scalp using an oil or without an oil. Okay, So actually I had applied my oil. I already have some oil, as you can see on my fingers, like my fingers are shining. That is an oil. I had applied my oil on my scalp. So you massage, okay? This is critical, my beautiful friends. Or if you have a spot, a bald spot, like, or maybe you have alopecia, or maybe your hair is coming out in chunks, maybe there's a spot which is actually bald, just, apply your rosemary and massage. In one of our masterclass, actually, I shared with you how to make your own rosemary oil. It's very simple. You can check other video that I did. You can just get your oil and infuse your rosemary into your oil for months or weeks. Or you can use a double boiler, or you can use rosemary essential oil. It's also potent, okay? So actually, rosemary oil has been compared to minoxidil. So in the medical profession, minoxidil is used to promote hair growth. So actually, minoxidil has been compared to rosemary. So like, beautiful friends, I love rosemary. In whatever oils that I make, I always add rosemary. And you can also do rosemary rinse, okay? You can also use rosemary rinse. Okay, so the third critical thing that you need to do, my beautiful friends, is to clarify your hair, okay? Like, if you have built up, especially if you use styling products like gels, butters, you actually have build up. Or if you add a lot of oils, you frequently apply oil on your scalp, you discover that you are going to have some build up. So you have to make sure that you clarify your scalp, my beautiful friends. Clarify, wash to remove build up. So if your scalp is flaky, okay, if your scalp is flaky or it's inflamed, you can use medicated shampoos, okay? You can use medicated shampoos, but make sure that they don't have any sulfates in them, okay? Or you can use aloe vera for inflammation, okay? Or you can use a clarifying shampoo. I remember at some point I was using some clarifying shampoo because I would use some shea butter on my hair, because shea butter is heavy by nature, and I would have some build up, and I would clarify my scalp, or you can actually cleanse 2 times, okay? You can cleanse 2 times, my beautiful friends, okay? So actually, you can also look out for medicated shampoos or aloe vera. You can use aloe vera, my beautiful friends. That is if you have inflammation, okay? I've been using aloe vera for years, for more than 5 years. So aloe vera works very well if you have inflammation, okay? Or you just want to give your scalp a treat, you can use aloe vera, my beautiful friends, okay? You can use aloe vera. And what you need to do is, you can actually use store-bought, or you can make your own at home. So in most cases, I store my store-bought, and I also make my own, because in times of emergencies, when you don't have that time to make it, you just reach out for the store-bought one. So we need both of them, my beautiful friends, okay? Or you can actually freeze your aloe in the freezer, okay? For it to stay long, you can put them in the freezer, okay? So you massage your aloe on the scalp, okay? Massage in circular motions, as you can see, like I'm massaging in circular motions. Let me just do a close up. Have you seen? I'm not using my nails, okay? I'm not using my nails. Make sure that you're using the parts of the hands, okay? Like so. Massage actually promotes blood flow to the scalp, hence promoting hair growth, and it reduces tension or releases stress. Or if you are experiencing a headache, massage actually calms the headache. So make sure that you are doing this slightly, okay? So you can do scalp massage even using an oil also, okay, like I mentioned. So do this in circular motions, okay? Do this in circular motions, and make sure that you put light pressure, okay? You put light pressure, as you can see. like so, my beautiful friends, like so, in circular motions. Okay, in circular motions, we are just using the pads of our hands, as you can see, in circular motions, and putting light pressure, like so. So how often do you massage your scalp, my beautiful friends? I would love to hear from you, my beautiful friends. I would love to hear from you, my beautiful friends. Yes, so another important thing that you need to do, I think this is the fourth, is protective styles. You know, protective styles, they can help to grow your hair. What matters is you are doing it right. Okay, you are doing it right. Some people, they experience breakage after a protective hairstyle. It means that they were not doing right things. What you need to do is make sure that you know, because protective styling actually reduces breakage. You know, I've seen some length, because I don't manipulate my hair, I don't touch my hair every day. So protective styling actually reduces breakage by limiting daily friction. For example, low bands, you can do low bands, you can do twist braids that aren't too tight. Okay, that aren't too tight, and you can keep them in for 2 to 8 weeks, depending on your preference. Okay, depending on your preference. So in most cases, what I do, if I'm in a protective hairstyle, I let it in for 8 weeks, then I undo it. So depending on your hair. Okay, and make sure that you are actually moisturizing or cleansing your hair while in a protective hairstyle. But I have one thing that I have learned from experience is that whenever I wash my hair, like, it becomes frizzy. Okay, so there's a technique that I do to wash my hair. Like, I would get to clean my scalp, I'll get aloe and a cotton ball. I clean my scalp, and my scalp is clean, my beautiful friends. Of course, I'm going to share with you one day how I clean my hair while in braids. Okay, and make sure that you are moisturizing your hair while in braids. So you can actually, of course, you don't need some heavy creams or products to moisturize while in your braids. You can just use a hairspray. Okay, just spray it throughout your braids, my beautiful friends, and there's no need for you like to touch your hair. Okay, no need for you to touch your hair, my beautiful friends. Okay, so of course, you know, at this point I was supposed to do a demo on how to make your own hair growth oil. Okay, your own hair growth oil. However, I think I can share, just, you know, without demonstrating, how you can make your oil. So you can actually combine coconut oil. Okay, coconut oil, maybe 30 mils of coconut oil, 20 mils of you can use any, if you have macadamia, or if you have olive oil, if you have sweet almond oil. So 20 mils of coconut oil or sweet almond oil, or you can actually replace with the oils that you have. Okay, so 30 mils of coconut oil, 20 mils of another different oil, then 6 drops of rosemary essential oil. That's it. Okay, then you combine, let me repeat, 30 mils of coconut oil, 20 mils of another oil, then 6 drops of rosemary oil, and 6 drops of peppermint oil. Like, this is stimulating hair growth. You know, it's just that I've run out some of the oils, so that's the reason why I couldn't do a demo. Okay, and make sure that you put it in an amber bottle, like a dark bottle. Okay, a dark bottle. So my beautiful friends, like, when you are using essential oils actually, they are highly potent. Okay, they are highly potent. So if you are making a 50 mils of an oil, make sure that you add 6 drops. So 6 drops actually is equal to 0.4 mils. So make sure that you use less, because essential oils, they are highly potent, and generally essential oils are safe for many adults. Okay, essential oils are safe for many adults. However, if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, make sure that you consult with your professional before using essential oils, and always do a patch test. Okay, always do a patch test, my beautiful friends. So comment in the chat section below and tell me where you are watching us from, my beautiful friends. Tell me where you're watching us from, my beautiful friends. Tell me where you are watching from, my friends. So like once you make this oil, you can come back in the chat section and tell me that you have made an oil. Okay, so of course somebody can have a question to say, how long can I see growth after using this oil? You know, this is actually a great question. On average, hair grows half an inch. That is about 1.7 centimeters per month. So what you need to do to see hair growth, you need to reduce breakage. Okay, stop the things that are breaking your hair, my beautiful friends. Okay, so if you want to see length retention, make sure that you're moisturizing your hair, you are not over manipulating your hair. And trimming, please don't trim a lot. You know, trimming of course is good, especially if you have split ends, because split ends, they don't have a cure. The cure for split ends is to cut them. Okay, is to cut them. So make sure that you just trim out your split ends. Okay, the damaged part. Don't trim the whole hair, my friends. If you want to grow your hair, please don't cut your hair. You know, I don't cut my hair unless if I have a challenge. If I have split ends, then I would cut. Okay, so that's it, my beautiful friends. I appreciate you so much for coming to watch our live, and I thank God that now I'm back, because initially I was out for 2 weeks. I was on God's errands, my beautiful friends. Like, I've been refreshed, I've learned a lot, and I've taken another step in my Christianity. So thank you so much for watching. Let me just check my top fans today, if at all I had my top fans. Okay, so like if you want to be a top fan, like if you want to be the face on the leadership board by showing support, you know, you should try sending a live chat or a super chat, my beautiful friends. Okay, so want to be on our top fans, then you have to watch until to the end of our video. So if there's a topic that you'd want us to cover, just post it in the chat section. I'll be glad to do it, my beautiful friends. So thank you so much. God bless you. See you in our next live. Bye bye.